Good Wednesday morning, everyone. It is July 5th. Hopefully, everyone had a good Independence Day out there yesterday and a good, safe one, and hopefully enjoyed your day off as well. We have severe weather to talk about. The hot weather's kind of waned for a minute, basically, but it's going to be very unsettled across the central to upper southern plains over the next 5 to 6 days. So let's get right into that. But first, let's look at the detailed current hazard map across the United States. Not really much going on at the moment. We still have some lingering effects of smoke up here towards the upper Great Lakes here, and some heat advisories down here in Florida, parts of southeastern Oklahoma into far west central Arkansas, far southern Texas, and then we have excessive heat warnings out here towards Arizona, and then heat advisories up here towards the the Pacific Northwest. Alrighty, here is severe weather for today, Wednesday. Based from Chicago down here, Springfield, Illinois, St. Louis, over towards Springfield, Missouri, Memphis, right around Memphis, Little Rock over to Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Dodge City, Wichita, and all the way back up into Denver as we get into this northwest flow. And there's a front coming down across the plains here. So ahead of this is going to be very warm today, but on the backside of this, it should cool down. But it's going to be very unsettled across this same area over the next 5 to 6 days. So we'll get into that here in just a second. How much rain possible over the next 7 days? Anyways, scattered severe storms like I said, is expected today from the central and southern high plains into the middle Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes region. Damaging winds and large hail will be the primary severe weather hazards. A tornado or two is possible across the central to southern Great Plains. I'm going to show you those risks here just a second. And here's the area of the tornado risk, basically from Denver all the way to Pueblo, Colorado, far southwestern parts of Kansas, the Panhandle, Oklahoma, and the Panhandle, Texas, just north of Amarillo here. 2 to 4% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any given point across the green area here. So here's where the tornado risk is for today. It is minor, but it's not zero. So stay weather aware, especially in these areas. Now, severe wind risk is possible basically all the way from Denver across the plains here through Tulsa, the Little Rock, through the Ozarks, Springfield, up to Springfield, Missouri, to Springfield, Illinois, St. Louis to Chicago. Like I said, the primary risk is going to be damaging straight line winds in excess of 60, possibly 70 miles per hour across the area. Now, let's take a look at the hail risk here. So hail in excess of 1 inch in diameter, basically, probably up to golf balls, maybe a little bit larger, especially across Colorado here. Get towards southern Kansas in through most of northern parts of Oklahoma here. You have a probability of severe hail across this area, and a little bit lesser risk as you get towards Springfield, Missouri, up to St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois, up to Chicago and Milwaukee for later today. Now we look into Thursday. More severe weather is possible over towards Wyoming and through South Dakota here, parts of South Dakota, parts of Nebraska, and through central Kansas, through the front range of the Rockies again, up towards Denver, Fort Collins, up towards Boulder as well. So, like I said, scattered strong severe storms are forecast tomorrow from the northern high plains southward to Kansas and parts of Oklahoma. They're down here in the marginal risk as well. So basically, a few tornadoes is possible, significant winds of 60, 70 miles an hour, and then large hail will be possible as well. We get into Friday, more severe weather for the Denver area, all the way down through basically the same areas here of southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, through western Missouri, and the marginal risk on the outsides of that through Springfield, Missouri, just northwest of Little Rock here, Oklahoma City, Amarillo. So lot of storminess is going to be happening, like I said, over the next 3 to 5, 6 days or so across this same area. So the rainfall totals are probably going to start adding up here. So let's take a look at that. Look at these rainfall totals over the next uh, 5 to 7 days across the area here. We're looking at probably a good 2 to 4, maybe locally 5 inches of rain, basically from around western Tennessee all the way through southern Missouri here, through parts of Kansas, in through most of Arkansas here. 2 to 4, maybe locally 5 across the area here. And on either side of that, we've got basically 1 to 2 inches around here, maybe locally 3 to 4 down here towards Florida Panhandle, and then just a scattering of a half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch down here towards the Texas Gulf Coast. You get towards the east, about an inch, inch and a half of rain over the next 7 days, and then as you get towards the New England up here, basically maybe 1 to 3, maybe locally 4 inches up in that general vicinity. All right, this is the 12Z Triple R. This is just one model. We can look at the NAM here in just a second, but some storminess off the Gulf Coast of Texas here. We got storms developing across Missouri, southern Missouri, into northern Arkansas. Nothing really on over here yet in Colorado towards Oklahoma and Kansas, but a complex of storms is going to develop later today. And you can see this kind of happening across the Front Range. A few supercells starting to develop out here towards uh, far southeastern parts of Colorado. Got some storminess right here, southern Kansas, then through parts of Arkansas, heading towards Memphis maybe later today. And then this gets out of here. You can see this complex of storms is really starting to develop overnight across Kansas in through Oklahoma in parts of Texas here. This is going to roll southeast basically and deliver a lot of rain across a lot of this area here and deliver that severe threat in through the early morning hours of Thursday. And then that kind of wanes. Got some scattering of storms down here in Texas, parts of Louisiana, in through Mississippi as we go through tomorrow afternoon, and then more storms southern Arkansas going through Oklahoma. Then another complex of storms, big complex of storms, comes out Thursday night into Friday. So this is going to be a continuous, repetitive thing as this high pressure is actually retrograded back towards far eastern Arizona in through New Mexico. So on the periphery of this high, this is where all the storminess is going to be through Colorado, Kansas, parts of Nebraska, then down through Arkansas, Missouri, and then down through Mississippi and the southeast over the next probably 5 to 7 days. I want to tell you all too, in August, our winter outlook will be coming out for supporters and members on YouTube. If you have not signed up, you can. Don't miss out. You can become a supporter on Facebook. It's $4.99 a month, cheaper than your Starbucks cup of coffee, basically. And then there's numerous different ways you can support us on YouTube as well. To become a member, starts at $4.99 a month and goes up from there. But you will get all the long range content. You'll get your seasonal forecasts. You'll get the first look on that. And I've been talking about in the supporter hub on Facebook as well about this upcoming winter, basically since last spring, about how this winter could be a lot different than the past few. So we've had some discussions on that. But like I said, if you don't want to miss out on the winter forecast, help support the work we do for you all. You can support us on Facebook. Like I said, $4.99 a month, or you could do it on YouTube. Become a member on YouTube, which is basically supporting us. Starts at $4.99 a month as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Stay weather aware. We're going to have a very active pattern across the central to southern parts of the plains, down through the Ozarks and parts of the deep south for the next 5 to 7 days across the area. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.